Hi, this is James, and this is a video in my series before my EP drops April 18th, Old Conversations by James Coe. Check it out when it's out. And for this video, I kind of want to, ramble and talk about Frank Ocean and artists who don't really drop music. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because, recently there's been a lot of stuff where it's like Frank Ocean, leaked songs, leaked snippets, leaked whatever, people getting involved with his personal life, stuff with Coachella, secret Instagram account, all this stuff, and why I don't think any of that matters. Time and time again, I feel like there's been rumors relating to Frank Ocean. Rumors. Everything's rumors. He seems to be someone who's obviously very private. You'll occasionally get people taking pictures of him in public and people be like, glad to know he's okay. And I don't understand fully why there's an obsession with it, because it seems to be that he is so indifferent to his fans. And what I mean by this is that, do I think he's grateful? I'm sure he's grateful for his fans, but I don't think he treats his fans the way that other artists do, in the sense of, if you remember his Coachella performance from a few years ago, it was horrible. He didn't sing because he hurt his ankle, which made no sense, and fans were very disappointed. He came on late and did a short set. There was very little effort. He was lip syncing most of it, or dancing around. He did a weird DJ set thing before. People still seem to be very intent on trying to get some new info on a new album. And if I'm being honest, because I love Frank Ocean, the more you push for him to do something, it is clear the less likely he is to do it. So the more you leak something, the more you get obsessive about him, the more you find him in public and take pictures, the more all of that, the more likely he is not to do anything. And everyone's like, oh, well, I saw him in the studio. Every artist who doesn't drop is always in the studio. The idea that people genuinely just take these 4-year breaks from doing anything it's not based in reality. It's not based in reality. Schoolboy Q is a great example of that. It took him a good while to drop his last album. I think it was a 5 or 6 year break between albums. But it didn't matter, honestly, because he came back and as good as form as ever, and it was clear he had been working on stuff and scrapped a lot of stuff in that time. Kendrick, when he released his Mr. Morale, he was I dealt with writer's block for 2 years or whatever he says, 3 years. And with other artists that don't really drop music often, there's usually a reason behind that. The worst thing that could happen is if Frank, all of a sudden, after this extremely long break he's been on, where I assume he's still been working on music, comes back with some mediocre body of work that he made in the past 6 months. You know what I mean? I'd much rather him take a ridiculous amount of time and come out with some quality. Take D'Angelo. He's the perfect example of this. D'Angelo and Frank Ocean, you can compare their careers pretty solidly. A 4 to 5 year break in between their first and second album, and then a long break from there. And both have amazing first and second albums. And because of that, there's a great bit in Atlanta with D'Angelo, and there's an episode about where it's it's basically just playing on this whole mystery behind D'Angelo. No one knows what he's up to. And that's part of what made D'Angelo so good. It would have been weird for him based on his type of music if he was super out in the public. Same with Frank. I don't want to know the people behind Frank's songs. Frank's songs connect with me for people I know and for experiences I've had. I don't want to know who he wrote them about. It doesn't apply to me. And when fans expect a lot of an artist, there's certain artists that I think I don't count under this. When Cardi took so long between Whole Lotta Red and I Am Music, there was zero reason for that. There was zero reason. He was in the studio. Stuff was getting leaked, but he still released it anyway. So it wasn't like it got leaked and he had to scrap it. And He was constantly giving fake release dates, all of that, lying to his fans. He's bad. He is not a good example of this. But with someone like Frank, he's not teasing his fans. He's not like telling his fans like, oh, there's something more, and like tweeting out a release date. Like, he's not doing that. So it's like, why are we trying to press him for something that we don't even know if it exists or if he wants to do that? You know, like, and just with any artist that's on a long hiatus, the more you rush it, the more it'll be a waste. It's just a waste of time. Like Frank in particular, Blonde was rated what, like a top 5 album by Apple Music when they did their big ranking, and people took it really serious and like all of that. If Blonde is a top 5 album of all time, he can retire now and be a legend, right? He doesn't have a reason to release music besides for him. He is not obligated to share what he makes to the public. He is not obligated to his fans for that. Now, if he lies to his fans, if he, like with his Coachella performance, where that was misleading his fans to believe that there would be an actual performance and not whatever he did, that's where you can criticize him fairly, because he falsely like misled you. He gave a bad product. But with his music, he doesn't give a bad product. And yeah, I think this just applies to almost every artist that takes a long time. The more time you take between your work is usually a good indicator of quality, unless you go past your like creative prime, which that's a whole separate topic that I'll probably talk about a different video. But yeah, if you enjoyed this type of video, this discussion, whatever, subscribe, check out my EP when it comes out. Thanks for watching.